basketball fans, as a member school of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and on behalf of the Board of Education, Superintendent, Principal, and Athletic Council of Tri-Valley High School, welcome to Rich Longerberger Court and tonight's girls varsity basketball game between the Lady Dawgs and John Glenn. Please welcome Coach Gary Sigmund and the Lady Muskies to the doghouse. At this time, we ask that you please stand for the playing of the national anthem. The officials for this evening's game have been selected.
Welcome to the doghouse for Thursday night high school basketball between the 3-2 John Glenn Lady Muskies, 4-2
this evening's varsity game officials are Mr. Jim O'Donnell, Mr. Jamie McCray, and Mr. Ryan Troyer. Please welcome them at this time.
Yesterday evening on a Wednesday night, but snow had some other plans. So not canceled, but postponed it to Thursday night. So here we are here in the doghouse.
Players and non-starters.
Ryan, this is a really good matchup early season for both of these two teams.
Number 10, Molly Thompson.
John Glenn under first-year head coach Gary Sigmund, who used to be the middle school 8th grade girls coach. So he's actually coached a lot of these girls before in years prior, aside from maybe a couple of seniors on this team.
24, Madeline
I think that really helps having that familiarity between coach and players who've had them for a couple of years, and so going up against this experienced Tri-Valley team, I think it's going to really help.
Let's meet the starting five tonight for the John Glenn Lady Muskies. At guard, at number 12, Rachel Miners. And the guard position for John Glenn, number 14, Abby Shire.
Yeah, so Tri-Valley lost a nail-biter to Sheridan on December 11th, 40-38. And like you said, Ryan, that was their first loss in the Muskingum Valley League this season. 3-1 in the NBL, they're 4-2 overall. And John Glenn on the year, they're 3-2 overall, and they're undefeated in the NBL, all 3 wins.
Now let's meet the players for the Tri-Valley Lady Dawgs. First the non-starters, the roster players for the Lady Dawgs. Number 2, Lexi Liddick.
A different story there for John Glenn.
Number 4 for Tri-Valley, Kendall Boffman.
The starting lineup's going to be introduced here in Dresden. We'll have some high school basketball coming your way here on youtube.com/Storied. We want to thank our sponsors. Rankin, the Ohio National Guard,
Lady Dawgs starting at the guard position.
Supporting us
Number 3,
as we try to broadcast every Tri-Valley boys and girls home game for basketball this season.
At guard position,
thank you so much for joining us tonight as well. And we'll have 3 games in a row this week: Thursday night, Friday, and on Saturday. A lot of action-packed basketball coming your way this week on youtube.com/Storied.
Number 32, Taylor Dupler.
Now, Ryan, I think the big story for Tri-Valley, though, has kind of been the play of Taylor Dupler in recent games. And although they lost to Sheridan a couple nights ago, she's been a girl that's just kind of stepped up and become really that third player. We talk about Lexi Howe all the time, the sophomore, and Riley Tracy. But Taylor Dupler has kind of just been a star in her role, really just terrific inside, underneath. just putting things in the basket, and excellent defender as well.
Yeah, she really stepped into that role with her score. Nice for everybody. The last couple years they've had main scores. Now the roles all the last couple years.
John Glenn wins the opening tip, and underneath looks like it's going to be a jump ball, and Tri-Valley will have their first possession of the game after nothing for John Glenn. Here's Lexi Howe, and last time out against Sheridan, she had 15 points. Now Riley Tracy. A nice dish down to the baseline, Anna Krupa.
Anna Krupa, 2-pointer.
Scotty's opening up with a press.
That's typically what they always do, and it just suffocates defenses, as we see game in and game out, and there's a turnover right there. Bad pass out of bounds, and Tri-Valley will take over. Now for this John Glenn defense, the last time out they took on Riverview and got a win. And they forced 25 turnovers defensively. So you got to think they're going to try to turn up the pressure tonight on this Tri-Valley Lady Scotty's team. And a nice feed down inside, and a turnover forced already. So right on cue there for John Glenn. And now here's a drive on the left side and off the front of the rim, and no good. Riley Tracy with the board. And then deflected out of bounds, and we're seeing some active hands defensively already from this John Glenn defense. And you get the feeling this might be a defensive battle. Yeah, we're only a minute and a half into this game, so plenty of game to find out. But as you noted, Ryan, that John Glenn opening up in a zone look, and Lexi Howe misses her first jumper, and there's going to be a jump ball, and it'll be John Glenn basketball.
Yes, well, forcing 25 turnovers last game, that's a lot. You got to think the Scotties are going to want to try to find a way to avoid that many turnovers tonight against this good defense.
And Lexi Howe almost forces one. Oh, and she does. It's going to be off the foot of John Glenn. I thought they originally signaled John Glenn basketball, excuse me, but it'll be Scotty ball. First quarter, 6:14 on the clock, 2-0. Anna Krupa with the only basket so far in this game. Now Howe drives middle of the lane, throws it up, and no good. She left it well short. And a good cross-court pass, a long two, and that's nailed by Abby Shire.
2-point field goal, Abby Shire, 2 points.
It's a long deuce, and then Riley Tracy the other way gets a basket.
Tri-Valley, Riley Tracy off the glass for 2 points.
4-2 Tri-Valley, 5:40 left in the first quarter. And Riley Tracy averages 10.5 per game. She had 8 points against Sheridan the other night, and Lexi Howe telegraphs that pass, jump stop, and a nice controlled look in transition.
With 2 points.
That's her first basket, and she's 1 for 2. Oh, and then Riley Tracy, she might have got a hand on that one. I believe she did. And it's going to remain Muskie ball.
Substitution for the Lady Dawgs, number 12, Carly Rose, is in the game.
Carly Rose will come in for Lexi Howe. She gets an early breather. And Carly Rose has been a spark plug off the bench all season and has been a valuable contributor for Coach Kaufman. And gets a lot of minutes in junior varsity as well.
And it's nice when you have those players that play in the JV games that can also come in and give you some quality minutes in the varsity contest.
And she's already warmed up as well. And Riley Tracy now
got it.
Drives the lane and got it.
Riley Tracy.
She has 4, and it's 8-2. Tri-Valley leads. 4:59 left in the first quarter, and head coach Gary Sigmund will call a timeout. So, Ryan, it's a really good start. We saw John Glenn active defensively in the first couple minutes there, but now we're starting to see Tri-Valley turn it up, and they've gotten a couple of transition baskets, and now they lead by 6 points in the early going.
For sure. So Riley Tracy and Lexi Howe are starting off the offense for the Scotties pretty early here. You said the John Glenn defense playing well, but giving up some points, but it's just how it goes against Tri-Valley's offense sometimes.
Back on the floor out of the timeout, and it'll be John Glenn ball. And they'll inbound it, and just kind of a softer press here, but they still get a turnover out of it. Here's Krupa, now over to Riley Tracy, and she passes it off the leg of a Lady Muskie. They'll throw it ahead. Oh, and a swat out of bounds. Riley Tracy. My goodness.
Really nice block there by Tracy. Sending it into the third row of the stands.
And she has half the points offensively so far, 4 out of the 8 for Tri-Valley. And then she missed 3 there from John Glenn. Krupa gets the rebound. Now drive baseline, throw it up and throw it in.
Janie McLaughlin.
Janie McLaughlin with the basket. And now kind of a modified transition here.
Abby Shire with the miss there.
And a jump ball. You're really starting to see this defensive pressure pick up for Tri-Valley, as it usually does. Seems like that's usually what we talk about whenever it comes to this Tri-Valley girls basketball team, is this defensive pressure.
For sure. Muskie's already with several turnovers.
Howe back in the game, and she'll race the other way off the press, drive right, and she'll get a transition basket. That's too easy for Lexi Howe, and she has 4. And Eva Dittmar is going to go to the scorer's table. She'll check in for the first time tonight. Riley Tracy gets a steal.
Another turnover.
Oh, a good backdoor pass, and Krupa's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. 3:41 left in the first quarter, 12-2, a 10-point advantage for the Lady Scotties. And Anna Krupa had 7 points against Sheridan on the 11th, in a game where Tri-Valley led after the first 3 quarters. Led by 3 after quarter 1, led by 1 at halftime, and then led by 3 once again at the end of the third. But Sheridan outscored Tri-Valley 10-5 in the final quarter to get that victory.
That game was all defense, clearly. That was a game where points were very hard to come by. It's been 40-38. It's a very low-scoring game.
And Krupa hits a pair. She has 4 points already. And finally, John Glenn's able to set something up on offense. Angela Kumler's on the wing. She backdoor cuts, and that's off the leg of a Tri-Valley defender, and it'll be out of bounds. And Kumler will inbound. And last season, she was honorable mention all-district for this Lady Muskie basketball team. And she stands at 6'2", and she'll shoot a 3 from the corner, high arcing, and that's off the top of the backboard. Bad shot there. Carly Rose will drive and kick to Krupa. That's long. And then there's going to be a foul on McLaughlin. A shove there over the back. That's her first foul. And John Glenn will have the ball with 3:01 left in the first. But for Angela Kumler, it's rare to find a player of that size that can move that well, as we have another foul on McLaughlin. That's 2 in a row. But standing at 6'2", can handle the ball like a guard.
For sure.
Now, a bad shot there in the corner, but those are shots, I mean, sometimes you have those. Even the best in the world have bad shots like that, but
You said quick 2 fouls on McLaughlin there. That's not something that the Scotties want early in this game.
Kumler throws it ahead, and Dittmar with a two-handed block.
The first of the night. I'm sure she'll have many more, just like last week's game.
Tracy bobbles it, but gets it to Anna Krupa. She drives in, tries to fight off a couple Muskies. Now Howe to Riley Tracy on the baseline. Nothing but net. And this offense is humming for Tri-Valley. 16-2 advantage. Now Kumler will drive. And a left-handed shot is nailed by number 11, Molly Thompson. And that's the first basket in a couple minutes for John Glenn. Now Carly Rose in the corner. Well strong.
Too much power on that one.
Oh, and they're going to call a jump ball here.
Interesting call.
I wasn't sure what the call was going to be. I figured it was going to be a reach-in foul on Howe.
So did I.
Number 14, Abby Shire returns. And for Tri-Valley, Lexi Liddick in the game.
John Glenn's going to call a timeout here. Their second of the half.
John Glenn timeout.
And second of the first quarter even, as they trail by 12 points. And Abby Shire is going to check in for John Glenn. Checked in before the timeout. And, Ryan, this has been slow going for the John Glenn offense so far. And I think really usually we talk about the press for Tri-Valley, which is always so strong, and it has been. But I think the half-court defense really has been probably even better, because once John Glenn gets down here, I mean, they don't allow them to get an open shot.
For sure. Yeah, the Muskies keep trying to get the ball into the paint, but the lanes are not open. The Scotties are getting their hands on the ball and getting the turnovers tonight.
And John Glenn won 64-23 against Riverview on the 9th. So this is their first game in over a week. So maybe a little bit of rust to shake off here in this first quarter as they trail by 12 points. Oh, and then they just throw it out of bounds. Nobody in the area. And that's the confusion that press can cause sometimes.
For sure.
You're trying to cut to get open, and you don't know where anybody's going. Lexi Liddick is in the game for Tri-Valley. Now Howe with a nice dish down to the right block, but Dittmar fumbles it. 1:38 left in the first quarter. And Riley Tracy diving on the floor, and she comes away with it. Lexi Howe throws it ahead. Carly Rose, left hand, no good. Dittmar fouled on the putback.
Some nice defense leads to a nice offensive play there for the Scotties.
For Tri-Valley at the foul line, number 34, Eva Dittmar.
And Riley no-quit Tracy with another steal in this first quarter. And Dittmar short on the first free throw. And checking in for John Glenn will be number 32, Olivia Abrams.
32, Olivia Abrams returns.
1:21 left in the opening period. 16-4, Tri-Valley with the lead. Dittmar puts a little more power on this one and puts it in.
And also back in for John Glenn, number 22, Angela Kumler.
Angela Kumler is going to come back in for the Lady Muskies as well. And they throw it ahead to Kumler, and she gets bumped and she falls. I was almost in slow motion there.
Expecting a foul there, but no call. Oh, wow.
Should have just let that one go out of bounds. But they do a good job, John Glenn does. But Dittmar, the easy basket. Wow, what a sequence.
Defense is just smothering for the Scotties. The Muskies cannot get anything to go.
Arguably should have been a foul when Kumler went up for the ball. trying to break the press. And then they saved the ball inexplicably, and they're going to have to do it again. And she's out of bounds. This time it's going to allow the John Glenn defense to actually set up. But, man.
A lot of turnovers in this first quarter here for the Muskies.
Yeah, we talk about how John Glenn forced 25 turnovers against Riverview, but I don't know. Tri-Valley might force
25, they might.
Yeah, 25 maybe in the first half because we're already approaching double digits. 37 seconds left in the quarter. And fires to the corner. Lexi Liddick pulls up. Little short. Rebound John Glenn. 25 seconds to play. And a steal. Lexi Howe floats it up. Rattles out. And a rebound for Hannah DiMatteo. DiMatteo had a team-high 7 boards against Riverview. And John Glenn will play for the final shot. Kumler with 7. Guarded by Howe. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, pulls up for 3. No good, and that'll do it for the first quarter here in Dresden. 19-4, a 15-point lead for the Tri-Valley Lady Scotties over the John Glenn Lady Muskies. And we'll be right back with second quarter play after a message from our sponsors, Rankin and Rankin Insurance, the Ohio National Guard, and MVHC, Muskingum Valley Health.
As a locally owned and operated independent insurance agent, Rankin & Rankin values investing in our local communities and students. Best of luck to all the athletes competing this season throughout the Muskingum Valley League.
Hey, this is Sergeant Raz. This is what it's like in the National Guard. Did I mention it was part-time? I give them my time, they pay for my education. We all have family. This is my extended one. What are you doing today? Check out nationalguard.com.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
Welcome back to the Doghouse. Quarter number 2 underway. Tri-Valley with the ball. Will Ford here with Ryan Meadows as the Lady Scotties lead by 15 after 1. And here's Anna Krupa up top. She has 4 points. And a lob to Eva Dittmar, but doesn't find her. Eva Dittmar is tall, but she's not that tall.
Yeah. Well, very high pass.
And Riley Tracy will sit down. Lexi Howe will check in as she started the quarter on the bench. And they'll throw it ahead.
Full court pass.
And just a little too far, and John Glenn's unable to really get anything out of it.
Not sure the Muskie player there was expecting that pass.
And they're going to call a 3 in the key on John Glenn, and that's a wasted possession there. Finally able to get something in the paint, but they just can't get a shot on the glass. And it was a really good pass up the floor, just splitting the defense. Just nobody home.
Janie McLaughlin back in the game for the Scotties after she had 2 early fouls in that first quarter.
And she'll be a player to watch in this quarter. If she picks up another one, she'll probably have to take a seat again as Krupa misses a long-range jumper. Here's Kumler now. Good ball movement. 3 balls short off the arm of Carly Rose and an offensive board for John Glenn. And another 3-point try. That's missed. John Glenn another rebound. McLaughlin on the floor. And they're going to call a jump ball.
It's getting pretty aggressive down there before that whistle was blown.
For the Lady Dawgs, Eva Dittmar returns.
And I'm a little surprised, Ryan, that with Kumler's size at 6'2", that they don't maybe try to put her on the block a little bit and allow her to utilize
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
Length.
Yeah, she hasn't been down in the paint much at all. She's been on top of the key much of this one.
Throw inside, and it's going to be a kick. Yeah, you can't do that.
No, that was an intentional kick there.
I think she was trying to lift it up with her foot and kick it over to Kumler for 3, but can't do that.
No.
Nice try, though. I appreciate the try at it.
Yeah.
19-4. Still the score. No one has scored yet in the second quarter. We're a minute and a half in.
Muskies go back to that zone look they started out the game with.
Howe misses a free throw line jumper, and we're going to have another jump ball. And that zone look really did work in the opening couple of minutes there. Then they went away from it, and they've struggled ever since. Now back in that zone look defensively. But the zone breaks down there as Lexi Howe's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
Nice inbound play there. Howe was open underneath the bucket and draws the foul.
And that foul is on Abby Shire. That's her first foul of the half. And Howe is short on the first one.
Rare miss there on the line from Howe.
And Lexi Howe averages 17 a game for this Tri-Valley offense. And the offense as a whole, they average around 55 points a game. So a high-scoring team. And they do a really good job defensively as well, as we've noted throughout. And another pass splits the defense, but again, a little too strong.
Yeah, the second straight full court pass from the other end of the court.
And you got to think if John Glenn can connect on some of those, they'd be able to get some easy baskets.
Yeah, the pass has just been too far.
Up top with the ball, Molly Thompson, and it's stolen. McLaughlin the other way in transition, jump stops, and she's going to be fouled. I believe that foul's on Angela Kumler.
At the foul line for the Lady Dawgs, Jamie McLaughlin with 2 foul shots.
So McLaughlin with the 2 fouls in this first half. She has 2 points. She's looking for points number 3 and 4. Hits the first.
Back in the contest for the Lady Muskies, number 12, Rachel Minert.
Rachel Minert will come in for John Glenn. Minert had a career-high 18 against Riverview a little over a week ago. Howe with the offensive board off the missed free throw. Krupa for 3, no good. Another offensive rebound, missed. Another offensive rebound and a foul. Wow, the offensive glass certainly strong on that possession, or those 3 possessions. And
yeah,
I
the
believe
Scuddy's very active on the boards.
I believe they're going to call it on the floor, though. No shot. Madeline Winland will come into game for John Glenn, number 24. Olivia Abrams will take a seat. They'll lob it into Howe. She'll float it up near the free throw line. No good. McLaughlin fighting for an offensive board, and what's the call?
Travel.
A traveling violation.
Stay with Tri-Valley again.
5:42 on the clock in the second, and we've only had 1 basket so far in the quarter. Lexi Howe now off the inbound. To Riley Tracy in the corner. No good.
Muskies finally come away with the rebound there.
Oh, and losing the ball and going out of bounds.
Another turnover.
Abby Shire. She got to the basket pretty easily, but just out of control trying to go up with it. And that's an unforced turnover. Tri-Valley will swing it around, and Lexi Howe in the corner. No good from 3, but an offensive rebound again, and Riley Tracy puts it down. She has 8 points, leading all scorers in this game, and Krupa comes away with a steal. Over to Lexi Howe, lays it in. 25-4. This lead has bloomed to 21 as Taylor Dupler will head to the scorer's table to check in. Riley Tracy hits the deck trying to go for a steal. Throwing it off the glass, no good. McLaughlin with the board, throwing it ahead to Lexi Howe.
Nice pass.
And a good job drawing some contact from Howe, and she finishes.
Nice sequence there by Tri-Valley.
And Howe has 7 points. She'll look to tie Riley Tracy with 8. Actually, she has 9 points now, as they just updated the scoreboard. So now she leads all scores, and she'll look to get into double figures with this possible 3-point play. And Krupa and McLaughlin will take a seat for Tri-Valley. And Howe's in double figures now with 10 points in this first half. 28-4, the lead. John Glenn yet to score in this second quarter, and we're almost halfway through it.
Safe to say this one's getting out of hand here. Muskie's got to get some points on the board.
Ditmar with a steal. And they're going to call a jump ball once again. I don't know how many jump balls we've had in this game, Ryan, but it's been a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, safe to say Tri-Valley might force those 25 turnovers that John Glenn did in their last outing.
Kumler will inbound underneath the basket. And Lexi Howe comes away with it. It's a bad pass. Lexi Liddick now in the game for Tri-Valley. She'll race it up the floor, almost loses it. And we're halfway through quarter number 2. Carly Rose in the corner, drives, baseline, and a nice floater off the glass. Two freshmen in the game for Tri-Valley, Ditmar and Rose. Kumler pump fakes and kicks it out. Now a top of the key 3, way off, and there's going to be a foul on the offensive glass, and I believe 2 shots coming for John Glenn. Madeline Winland, will go to the free throw line. That foul on Eva Ditmar. That's her first. And Winland puts the first point on the board in this second quarter for John Glenn.
In the game for John Glenn, Kylan Barr, number 20, and Aaliyah Musselman, number 23.
Aaliyah Musselman and Kylan Barr will check in for John Glenn off the first free throw, and the second free throw, I believe, is airballed. It looked like it went in at first.
It looked like it went in there.
Sitting right where we are, it looked like it went straight in, and I didn't question it.
Yeah, neither did I.
But the score will remain 30-5. Ditmar is going to shoot a 3 in the corner, and she cans it. Oh, my goodness.
She can do it all. Nice shot by Ditmar.
Great length inside to really get any shot she wants, and she can step out and hit the three ball as well.
She can consistently add that to her game, then the rest of the NBL better watch out these next 4 years.
And if you're John Glenn, if Ditmar is hitting shots like that, you know you're in for a long night, as Dupler now, count it, and 1. She draws the blocking foul, and Tri-Valley pouring it on in this second quarter.
Thought they were going to call a charge there, but they're going to give her the benefit of the doubt and give her the and 1.
And that's Dupler's first basket. And she'll look to convert a 3-point play. And I believe the foul was on number 24, Madeline Winland. And that's her second. Dupler hits the free throw, and this lead is now over 30 points. And we're just in the second quarter. We still have 3 minutes left. Good defense from Lexi Liddick up top, and a steal from Carly Rose. And a transition basket.
Carly Rose for Tri-Valley.
That's just easy pickings for Carly Rose, and she is so fast, too.
Absolutely. Just took it from her, and she was on the brakes. Nobody was going to get her.
John Glenn with a 3. Abby Shirer.
And a steal by Shire.
And then a foul from Liddick. So Shirer, good sequence there, hits the 3 on the left wing, and she'll go to the line for 2 more.
You said a nice sequence there for Shire.
Now still down 30 points, but that just kind of stops the bleeding a little bit.
Nice effort as well.
Hits the first one, 38-9. Shire has 6 points.
Barr returns for the Lady Muskies.
And she hits a pair from the stripe. And we'll have a sub in for John Glenn, number 23, Aaliyah Musselman.
Aaliyah Musselman, number 23, returns.
Now, a lot of teams, Ryan, being down, almost 30 points in the first half, a lot of teams would probably just mail it in and call it quits on the night. But you're seeing a lot of these John Glenn girls still playing hard.
Absolutely.
Liddick misses a 3. And they're going to call another jump ball. And it's going to remain Tri-Valley basketball. 2:09 left in the quarter. 38-10 the score. Ditmar will go to the bench.
Ashley Dinan is going to make her first appearance of the night for the Lady Dawgs.
And the shot rattles out, but a rebound. Dupler, she misses too, as that one's off the side of the rim.
Had a good look there, just couldn't get it to fall.
And off the leg of Liddick, I believe, and a dive on the floor, and we're going to have another jump. Who would have known the stat to keep track of in this game would have been jump balls.
I know, I've had plenty of those tonight.
Angela Kumler will check back in for John Glenn, and she is scoreless so far in this game, standing at 6'2".
Gotta think they're going to want to get her in the paint at some point this game.
Oh, and just another miscue there for John Glenn. That had an easy basket at the rim. No good. That was missed by Hannah DiMatteo.
McKenna Boffin put up a 3, got it tipped.
Carly Rose will kick to Liddick in the corner. Off the back of the rim twice. And a rebound, and they're going to call
a foul.
A foul on Taylor Dupler, I believe, away from the ball. It is on Dupler. That's her first foul of the half. There's 1:22 left in quarter number 2. 28-point lead for the Lady Scotties. And for Kumler, she was an honorable mention all-district player last year, held scoreless in this first half with a minute to go. And her pass off the hands of her intended receiver. Oh, and they wanted to travel. The John Glenn fans did.
Like it should have been almost.
Didn't get it, though. Now Liddick swinging the ball around. 53 seconds left in the first half. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Kumler.
Going to be her third. Wow, third foul in the first half.
And Kumler just really hasn't had any impact on this game.
Yeah, the Skies is doing a nice job shutting her down tonight.
And Kumler against Riverview in their last game. She had 15. And you would think the plan was to get her the ball early and often tonight, but that just hasn't been the case. She's been running a lot of point, but and trying to facilitate some offense, but not really looking to create for herself.
For sure. Yeah, a bit of a surprise. You think somebody at that height, you want to get her underneath the bucket.
I mean, there's no one that can really match her size on the floor other than maybe Eva Ditmar.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, she's not quite as tall.
Yeah, she's got a couple inches on her.
And John Glenn, another turnover. And the wheels are completely off the tracks right now for the Lady Muskies as they trail by 30 in the second quarter to Tri-Valley.
Olivia Abrams back in the game for John Glenn.
Throw it into Rose. It's off her foot. And it's out of bounds, and it'll go to the Lady Muskies. 34 seconds left.
See if the Muskies can get something on the board here before the half.
And a lob inside.
Nice play.
Oh, a nice play, but just can't finish. Off-balance shot in the paint. And they're going to call another jump ball.
Wow.
Taylor Dupler. And TV will get it with 27 seconds left. You got to think Coach Kaufman is just thrilled with this defensive effort.
Oh, absolutely.
In the first half. Offensively, it's kind of been spurts here and there. It hasn't been totally consistent.
And they haven't really had to put up too many points here as their defense has just been stifling tonight.
And even though it hasn't been, consistent throughout this first half, they have 40 points.
Exactly.
And they scored 38 against Sheridan.
Yeah.
And that was the entirety of the game. So
yeah, those Tri-Valley Sheridan games are always gritty and defensive battles. Never a lot of offense in those ones.
Yeah, that's a good point. The two best teams in the MVL for sure, and they actually shared the MVL title last year.
And they met up in that regional semifinal game at Zanesville High School last year where the Scotties knocked off the higher-seeded Generals.
And they did indeed, and a Final Four run for the Lady Scotties that was cut short because of the coronavirus pandemic, and an air ball from John Glenn with 3.5 ticks left. See what play Kaufman draws up here for a half-court heave. Throw it into Boffman. 1 second, and she throws it up, but it was probably blocked, and it was a lot of pressure there. No good. And we're at the end of the first half, 40-10, a 30-point advantage for Tri-Valley as they lead over the John Glenn Lady Muskies. And myself, Will Ford, and Ryan Meadows will be back after a 10-minute halftime here in Dresden. We'll have messages from our sponsors, Rankin and Rankin Insurance, the Ohio National Guard, and Muskingum Valley Health Center's MVHC.
As a locally owned and operated independent insurance agent, Rankin & Rankin values investing in our local communities and students. Best of luck to all the athletes competing this season throughout the Muskingum Valley League.
Hey, this is Sergeant Raz. This is what it's like in the National Guard. Did I mention it was part-time? I give them my time, they pay for my education. We all have family. This is my extended one. What are you doing today? Check out nationalguard.com.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
Thursday night high school basketball here on youtube.com/Storied Rivals. Through one half of play, the Tri-Valley Lady Scotties lead 40-10 over the John Glenn Lady Muskies. Will Ford here with Ryan Meadows. And Ryan, it's really a great first half for Tri-Valley defensively. We talked about how their offense has kind of been running in spurts. It hasn't been extremely consistent throughout, but they still managed to put up 40 points off of a ton of turnovers from John Glenn's offense. And meanwhile, I mean, for John Glenn, they haven't really been able to stop anything defensively, and offensively it's kind of just been a night you don't really want to you want to forget this night offensively for sure.
Yeah, pretty much said it right there, Will. I mean, can't get anything going on the offensive end of the bucket, and they just have a lot of turnovers, and the Scotties defense has just been too much for them so far tonight. Let's see if they can cut into this lead a little bit here in this third quarter.
And Tri-Valley has quadrupled up John Glenn in this game. It's 40-10. And it was 19-4 after the first quarter, and only 6 points scored in the second quarter from John Glenn, while 21 points were scored by Tri-Valley. And a deep three to start the half, air ball. Anna Krupa with the board. Lexi Howe now will race 2-on-1. Jump stop, kick it out. And now some good offense here from Tri-Valley as they'll move it around.
Nice play.
Howe for three. Excuse me, Riley Tracy for three. Howe kicked it out to her for three. And number 11 has 11 in this game. She leads all scorers. And Kumler throws it off the hand of McLaughlin, looking for DiMatteo. And a long two, and that's in for John Glenn. Olivia Abrams with the basket, and that's her first deuce. Howe with the half spin. And this zone look again, a nice backdoor cut, and just too strong on the shot from Krupa. Lexi Howe short on a three, another offensive board. Taylor Dupler, and they're going to call a traveling violation on her. There was a lot of contact in there too, and that travel I think was forced by the tough contact inside.
Sure. Couple good looks for the Scotties there on that possession, but couldn't get any of them to fall.
They've had a lot of good looks really all night long. It's been, I mean, they have 43 points and it's only the beginning of the third, but I mean, it's kind of been a slower night offensively for them.
It really has.
But something that's always there for them is really their defense.
Yeah, to no surprise. It's been Tri-Valley's identity the last 4 years, or at least you could say the whole Kurt Kaufman era. Defense, defense, and defense.
Abby Shire hits a floater on the baseline on the other end. McLaughlin with the rebound off the miss. And it's going to be off the foot of Janey and out of bounds. So a good start to the quarter for John Glenn as they have scored 4 points and through the first 2 minutes, and that was something they didn't do in the second quarter. They went almost half a quarter without scoring a basket.
Yeah.
Now Lexi Howe with the steal.
Nice
Side
play.
step, throw it up, fouled, and she'll go to the stripe. Lexi Howe has 10 points. She was in double figures after the first half. And that foul is on Olivia Abrams, her second. And Howe's no good. I think she's missed 3 free throws in this game so far.
Unlike her.
A little off at the free throw line this evening.
So luckily this is a game where it's not going to affect you.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's a really good point. Doesn't matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. Up 29 points. And then second one rattles out. She misses 2. And that's 2 trips to the line tonight where she's come up empty.
Yeah. Turnover by the
bad
Muskies.
turnover there from John Glenn.
Oh, Scotty's give it right back. See Janie McLaughlin on the turnover there.
Spin and a 3, and they're actually going to call that, I believe, a long 2. Oh, they're going to call it a 3. I saw the one official from the baseline.
Yeah, he did say 2.
He had the 2, but one said 3, and they went with the 3-pointer.
Yeah. Muskies was 37 points in this third quarter. They had 10 the entire first half.
Trying to go for back-to-back 3s, missed, but an offensive board and a layup. And John Glenn, good effort to start this third quarter, 3 minutes in, and they've scored 9 points.
Offense is coming alive.
They've almost equaled their entire first half total. Olivia Abrams with the 3, and she also picks up the foul, and that's her 3rd. Eva Dittmar is going to come back in the game.
They're going to leave Abrams in there with that 3rd foul. She's going to be careful.
And they're going to call it a traveling violation. She walked with it before she took a dribble.
So I thought it looked like it. Nobody really noticed, but that one referee called it.
I actually didn't even notice it until I watched it happen too, and I just didn't even, put it together.
It wasn't too much of an obvious travel.
But a timeout on the floor, 43-19, just a 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here with you on youtube.com/Storied Rivals. Tri-Valley versus John Glenn girls basketball on this Thursday evening. And Ryan, tomorrow night, it's going to be a good one here in the Doghouse as we have some boys basketball coming your way on Storied Rivals. And it's going to be the Tri-Valley boys taking on the Sheridan Generals. And, I mean, if this place could be packed, it would be for tomorrow night's game. It's going to be a good one between the Generals and the Scotties for sure.
Absolutely. Two powerhouses in the NBL over the last decade. Going to face it off tomorrow night in the Doghouse. I'm sure that'll be a defensive battle similar to the girls' Tri-Valley and Sheridan matchups over the years.
And likely a game that might come down to the last couple possessions.
Yeah. The Sheridan picked up a win the other night over New Lexington in overtime. Tri-Valley fell to Meadowbrook. But, yeah, both teams are looking to place in the top few spots in the big school division of the NBL this season. Be the first of their 2 matchups.
And Meadowbrook on the other side will probably be the winner of the small school division.
You got to think.
And there's a travel there for John Glenn, another miscue. One of many tonight. But, yeah, Meadowbrook got that win over Tri-Valley, and it was similar to their win last year during their postseason run, where they just really knocked the doors off of Tri-Valley. Not representative of how Tri-Valley played that entire year. It was just kind of a rough game for sure. But Meadowbrook was a great team. That might have been their greatest team ever. I mean, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Because it was cut short, but
they were scheduled to play Logan Elm in that Sweet 16 matchup.
Nice pass from Tracy to Howe. Howe has 12.
Oh, Dittmar with a block.
That's Dittmar's second block. And we covered a game a week ago where she had 5 blocks. Extremely active defensively.
Nothing new to her. Yeah, she's been a real force underneath the bucket this year for the Scotties.
And she's even shown tonight that she can step out and hit a 3. So
absolutely.
As that one rattles in for 3 from Abrams. She has 2 threes in this quarter and has 8 points. And a really good third quarter from John Glenn as they've
outscored the Scotties by 7 this quarter.
And they've outscored themselves from the first half. Yeah. Tracy misses the other way. And you see the energy picking up now for the Lady Muskies. It was a 30-point lead at the half, and now it's 23. Abrams short on that one, but an offensive rebound. Kumler short on that one as well.
A couple good looks for the Muskies there.
And another jump ball. And the ball will go back to Tri-Valley as Krupa's going to check in for Lexi Howe.
And for the Lady Muskies, number 14, Abby Shire.
Abby Shire will come in for John Glenn as well. John Glenn coming out in a press look, but Tri-Valley breaks it with relative ease, and they're going to call a foul on a reach-in.
That foul's going to go on 22. Kumler.
Kumler has 4,
Yeah.
so one more, and she's done for the game. It's really been a quiet game for her. She's going to go to the bench, and you can tell she's frustrated. She hasn't really gotten any looks offensively, and defensively can't stop fouling people. Carly Rose will kick to McLaughlin, drive baseline, a little short, offensive rebound, puts it in, and one. Hoop in the harm for Janie McLaughlin.
Good effort sticking with it after the initial miss. Puts it up, gets the foul in the bucket.
McLaughlin has 5. She'll look to double her point total. She had 3, looking to make it 6. And that foul is on Hannah DiMatteo. And that's her first. And McLaughlin hits the free throw. She has 6 points now. 3 minutes left in quarter number 3. 48-22 the lead. And out of bounds. And the ball will go back to the Scotties. I think they were a little confused on whose ball it was at first.
It's like it rolled off the leg of the Muskie point guard there. It's another turnover.
How quick, no look pass to McLaughlin. Wow.
Some nice offense right there.
And then another turnover, and Carly Rose comes away. She races ahead, throws it ahead to Anna Krupa for 2. And now the Tri-Valley offense is really coming alive.
That leads back up to 30 now as it was at the half, and they're just capitalizing off those Muskie turnovers.
John Glenn had a really good open to the second half, but Tri-Valley now putting the clamps down, and they're going to call a foul.
No.
I
Wow.
thought it was going to be a moving screen. Ditmar did a really good job trying to fight over it.
Yeah, it looked like a moving screen to me. But you get the foul on
Oh,
it.
they actually are going to call that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not what they called at first. They called a block.
Yeah. I think the other official changed the call.
Yeah, it didn't look like a blocking
No.
foul, but Hal throws it ahead to Krupa. 2 minutes left in the third. Pull-up jumper. Little strong. And coming away with the rebound, Molly Thompson. Thompson throws it to the baseline. No good on the shot. And out of bounds, and I believe going to stick with John Glenn.
For John Glenn, Olivia Abrams back in the game, as is Lexi Liddick.
Olivia Abrams will come back in for John Glenn, and Lexi Liddick will be in for Tri-Valley.
And also number 30, Emma Dolan checks in for the Lady Muskies.
And we have a sighting from Emma Dolan for the Lady Muskies as well, getting her first minutes of this game. Good feed to Eva Ditmar. She's fouled on the lefty layup.
Nice pass by McLaughlin there.
Eva Ditmar for Tri-Valley at the line with 2 shots.
Ditmar has 6 points. A couple rejections as well. And a 3-pointer to her name as she hits the first. High-arcing free throw just off the front of the rim and rolls out. 1:40 remaining in the third, 53-22. Tri-Valley leads by a lot.
McLaughlin went down hard there.
McLaughlin's still down on the floor.
She's going to get up on her own power.
And that's good sportsmanship there, as you saw
like
Molly Thompson pick her up.
Like McLaughlin's going to get a sub here. Dupler's going to check in for her.
And McLaughlin's had some good minutes tonight. A couple fouls, but really good contributor offensively. And Howe with a deflection. Rose tries to save it, but she didn't want to dive into the front row of the bleachers with nobody there.
Yeah.
No cushion to land on.
No. Rose goes into almost the front row again.
Yeah.
Pushes the ball out of bounds.
And that's something you got to love about this Tri-Valley team is even when they're up 20, 30 points in a game, they don't quit. They keep the foot on the pedal.
Absolutely.
Throughout. No plays off. They force another turnover here. Hand off to Lexi Howe. She'll bring it up the floor. Kick it to the corner. Eva Dittmar a little too strong on the three.
So she got 2 3-point attempts tonight. Usually you don't see her take any.
She's 1 for 2 and a deep three. I believe that was blocked by Lexi Howe.
It was. It was a deep three by Abby Shire.
And now Lexi Liddick will throw it ahead to Taylor Dupler. Unselfish basketball. Liddick could have kept that for herself, but she gave it up.
The extra pass gets the bucket.
And another three, air ball. It'll go back to Tri-Valley with 48 seconds remaining in the third. 55-22, a 33-point advantage for the Lady Dawgs.
Back in the game for John Glenn. Chelsea Southerden.
Chelsea Southerden will check in for John Glenn. And a timeout called by head coach Gary Sigmund. First-year head coach for this John Glenn team. And I'm sure this is going to be a growing process for John Glenn. Yes, of course, a lot of these players have played for Sigmund in the past in middle school, but anytime you have a new head coach come in, there's certainly going to be some growing pains that you got to work through throughout the course of the season. This John Glenn team finished a few games below 500 last year. They're above 500 right now and 3-2, but right now it looks like they're heading towards 3-3, and this is just something they're going to have to work through.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the first-year head coach, new players, new team. I mean, it's going to take a little time to get into that rhythm, but they played a lot better in the second half here. So we'll see if they can try to finish off this end of this third quarter and have a nice fourth quarter to at least cut the bleeding a little bit and not get blown out by 30 or 40 points here tonight.
And something to build on for the next game as well. And if anything, they can look at the beginning of the third quarter, really the first 4 or 5 minutes and say, we really did a good job here. We outplayed Tri-Valley.
They did those first couple of minutes.
And in the beginning of the game as well, those first couple minutes of quarter number 1 to start the game, they did a pretty good job as well, kept it close before Tri-Valley was able to really just pop the cork on this game. Lexi Liddick, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, no good. Carly Rose inside with the rebound, misses the layup, and it'll go back to John Glenn. Emma Dolan with the rebound. Now Thompson will drive, float it up, and off the front of the rim, off the glass, and in. Thompson has a couple buckets now, 4 points. 11 seconds remaining. Dittmar, long two, and she nails it. Dittmar has 9. Thompson throws it up to end the third quarter, misses. And we'll go to quarter number 4, the final stanza, with a Tri-Valley advantage, 57-24. Well on their way to improving to 5-2 on the season. We'll be right back with Quarter number 4, after a message from our sponsors, Rankin and Rankin Insurance, the Ohio National Guard, and MVHC Muskingum Valley.
As a locally owned and operated independent insurance agent, Rankin & Rankin values investing in our local communities and students. Best of luck to all the athletes competing this season throughout the Muskingum Valley League.
Hey, this is Sergeant Raz. This is what it's like in the National Guard. Did I mention it was part-time? I give them my time, they pay for my education. We all have family. This is my extended one. What are you doing today? Check out nationalguard.com.
Quarter number 4 set to get underway here in Dresden. John Glenn will open up with the ball. 57-24, the lead for Tri-Valley. And an and one for John Glenn to start the quarter. That's Rachel Minert. And Rachel Minert had 18 points, a career high against Riverview a week ago. And that's her first basket tonight. So a little quiet. Tonight. A little quiet for sure. She has 3 points now after the and one. And a deflection from Kumler. Krupa comes away with it though. And a nice feed to Riley Tracy.
Very quality offense right there from the Scotties.
Tracy has 13. Minert kicks to the corner, down on the block, and off the front of the rim, missed shot, and another jump ball.
It's going to go to Tri-Valley. A lot of jump balls tonight.
And we're just getting started with quarter number 4 here. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the game. Tri-Valley leads 59-27. We want to thank you so much for joining us on youtube.com/Storied Rivals. Will Ford here with Ryan Meadows.
Nice shot fake by Boffman there. Couldn't get it to fall though.
And another jump. Yeah, that was a really good look from Boffman. And while we have a momentary break in the action here, we just want to remind you to join us tomorrow night for Tri-Valley Boys versus Sheridan. That's going to be a great game. And the last time we covered Tri-Valley, the boys team, they took on Olatanji Berlin, who was undefeated at the time. And that was a nail-biting game that came down to the final shot.
Yeah.
And a miss from Jalen Goins-Chandler at the end of the game for 3 to tie. Ended that one, but that was a thrilling game, and I'm sure we're going to be in store for something similar tomorrow night here in Dresden.
Yeah, both teams were NBL co-champions last year.
Riley Tracy again. She has 16 and a couple threes. Leads all scorers in this game.
Nice pass by Kumler there, but teammate couldn't get it to go.
And Minert missed that one. Yeah, Kumler and Minert have been unusually quiet tonight for John Glenn. Only 3 points between them, and those 3 points are scored by Minert.
And the Scotties defense has done a good job shutting both of them down tonight, especially Kumler.
.6:12 remaining in the fourth quarter, and a 3-ball for John Glenn. Nails it. Abby Shire from way downtown.
Muskie is the nice press here after the made 3.
Tracy throws it to head to McLaughlin, and then out of bounds. McLaughlin throws it. Was not deflected.
The Muskies get a bucket, and they force a turnover.
McLaughlin playing with the 3 fouls, has 8 points, a turnover there. Now here's Minard up top. And a swat from Tracy. She's got a couple rejections tonight. Throwing it ahead, and Tracy with another basket.
The block in the bucket. Riley Tracy.
Rewarded for her defensive efforts. She
Absolutely.
has 18. And she averages 10.5 on the year. John Glenn, another 3. Olivia Abrams has 3 3-pointers in this second half, and she has 11 points.
Said even though the Muskies trail by a lot of points, they have their offense has really come alive here in the second half.
And Abrams gets a steal on the other end too. And I believe that foul is going to be on Ashley Dinan. Carly Rose will come back on the floor. Riley Tracy will take a seat with 5 minutes left in the game. We'll see if that ends her night, as she's had a terrific game. And a good deflection, and I believe McLaughlin came away with that one.
Gives it back.
And then McLaughlin taps it back out, and they'll throw it ahead. Dinan to Liddick, back out to Carly Rose for 3.
Pretty offense there by the Lady Dawgs.
Coach Kaufman calls for time. 30-second timeout, and he'll look to probably get some freshman and sophomore players in there, get them some valuable experience, as we have a little over half of this quarter remaining. And Tri-Valley leads 67-33. And really it's been a second half where John Glenn has outplayed Tri-Valley in some different areas, some different spots of this half, but it's really good for Coach Kaufman, though, in games like this where you lead by 30+ to get some of your younger players in there, and I think that's always good. Try to develop the future. Thompson will go off a screen. Now Abrams, who's got 3 threes in this half. She'll pull up again and get blocked.
She wanted that 4th one there.
And a dive on the floor over to Thompson. She'll float it up from the foul line. Too strong off back iron.
Gets her own rebound.
And a traveling violation.
Walk with it. Nice effort there by Thompson, though, to get her own rebound after the miss.
And Thompson only has 4 points in this game, but she's had a lot of good looks with those floaters in the lane. She's done a good job cutting to the basket, slashing in there, but just not a lot falling tonight for really any Muskies, as they have a 5-second call here. Tri-Valley does. That's a rare miscue from the Lady Dog offense. Rebound Tri-Valley off the miss. Carly Rose looking to push the pace. We'll throw it to Ditmar. John Glenn back in some man offense. Lexi Liddick with a scoop and score.
For Tri-Valley, Lexi Liddick with a 2-pointer.
And that's Lexi's second basket. She has 4. Dolan throws it up, and I believe that one might have been deflected. It could have been either that or Ditmar altered the shot.
It may have been. I could not tell from here, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Back in the game for John Glenn, number 20, Kylan Barr.
Kylan Barr will come in for John Glenn with 3:31 remaining in the 4th. Now Carly Rose pushing the pace again. Oh, and just behind Ditmar.
Nice pass. Ditmar wasn't ready for it.
Ditmar cut a little too far past the block. But the pace that Carly Rose plays with is just,
she's just a very quick
unbelievable.
Player. Yeah, very quick. Tough to guard her, especially on the fast break.
I mean, she can get to the paint really anytime she wants. As she fouls
Like Thompson.
And Thompson will get the score and the foul. And she'll go to the line for a 3-point play. Thompson has 6 points. And the lefty converts. John Glenn still pressing. Liddick will throw it up to Ditmar. Pass it over to Dynan, and Dynan will float it in.
Nice unselfish play there by Eva Ditmar. Gave up a good shot, passed it even for an even better shot for Dynan.
And a really good catch, too, in transition as well.
Yeah.
That was kind of a tough over-the-shoulder Willie Mays-like catch. She hauled it in, and as you noted, made an excellent pass to get a great shot. John Glenn with a 3. They've shot a lot of threes in this game, especially the second half.
And they've made quite a bit in the second half. And they scored 26 points in this half.
Carly Rose, wow. What a pass, back door. And Kendall Boffman with the bucket.
Kendall Boffman, the basket for Tri-Valley.
That's Boffman's first points tonight. Everyone is touching the ball tonight, and everyone's scoring. Everybody's sharing a little bit of the sugar.
They are.
And that foul on Boffman, that's her second. Inside 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the fourth. And with this win tonight, the Tri-Valley girls will improve to 5-2 on the season, 4-1 in MVL play. Meanwhile, for John Glenn, the Lady Muskies will drop to 500, 3-3 on the season, and 3-1 in MVL play. So they'll be handed their first loss in conference play this year. And Rose fouled as she just races by that press. It's just too easy for her as she goes to the free throw line.
Really is.
At the foul line for Tri-Valley, Carly Rose, 1-1.
And Rose will have a 1-1. And she rattles it home. Rose has 8 points tonight. 8 points, excuse me. Ditmar has 9. Riley Tracy, who is done for the night, has 18, leading all scorers. Lexi Howe in double figures. Good contributions all around. Second one rattles out.
I feel like that's always something we see with the Lady Dawgs. Always 3 to 4 players in double figures every night. There's never one person that's just going to take over the whole game. They pass the ball and have a lot of scores that do it well.
Dynan with a steal. Ditmar picks up the fumble. Now Carly Rose, contested 3 short. Ditmar taps the ball out to Liddick. Now Ditmar's going to drive to the basket, and she's going to get fouled.
Nice take there by Ditmar.
Ditmar is showing the handle. She's showing a bit of everything tonight.
She has.
Scoring underneath, the defensive presence, hitting a 3, and now showing off the handles. And now Ditmar in double figures, and she has 10.
For John Glenn, number 15, Marissa Sakai returns.
Ditmar hits a pair. It's 76-36. The lead has bloomed to 40 points with 1:45 left. And 76 points tonight is a new season high in scoring for Tri-Valley. They put up 70 against Meadowbrook on December 9th. And Rose with a travel. A little too quick for her own good.
Like you said, the Scotties put up 70 against Meadowbrook, and they scored 76 here, but this one's been a lot more of a battle than that Meadowbrook game.
Yeah, John Glenn has put up a lot more resistance in this one.
Yeah.
Of course, there has been some stretches in this game where John Glenn has failed to put any points on the board, but the effort's consistently been there throughout this game.
For sure.
Now 1 minute remaining left in the game. And there's going to be a jump ball, and Dynan gets her hands in there. It's going to stay with John Glenn. 46 ticks remaining. And they'll throw it inside, and that's going to be deflected out of bounds, and it's going to stay John Glenn, I believe. Only a couple more seconds come off the clock. On a nice lob down to the block. A missed layup, though.
Nice play set up, just couldn't get it to go. It was wide open there.
Now with 33 seconds left, Tri-Valley will probably slow it down now. Looks like they're still going to keep it up tempo. Backdoor pass.
Ooh.
Rose trying to find Ditmar. Now kicks it to the corner. Another three ball. Kendall Boffman for three. And that puts a stamp on this game for Tri-Valley. 79 to 36. 5 seconds remaining. And John Glenn will throw this one out of bounds, and that kind of sums up their night, as it's been turnover after turnover, missed shot after missed shot. Had some good stretches in this game, but
yeah,
just kind of struggled throughout with this Tri-Valley defense, and they'll inbound, and that'll do it here at Tri-Valley High School here in Dresden. The final score, 79 to 36, Tri-Valley with a win, and they improved to 5-2 on the season, putting up a season high 79. They had 70 against Meadowbrook. And for John Glenn, they go to 3-3, 3-1 in the MVL. And Ryan, just final thoughts here. I mean, that's just an excellent defensive performance for Tri-Valley. Kind of a inconsistent first half, but second half they really poured it on, and that led to their highest scoring output of the season. And for John Glenn, kind of a tough game. And like we mentioned, just the turnovers kind of killed them in this one, but really good rebound, though, for the Lady Scotties after the loss against Sheridan.
Yeah, saw some glimpses of some potential for the Muskies tonight, I thought. They said they started off that third quarter very well. Except they struggled throughout with the turnovers, and the Scotties defense just too much overall. But, yeah, the Scotties had a nice bounce-back win from that Sheridan loss, and I'm sure they're going to look to improve each night as they have another game next week. Oh, no, sorry, they play Saturday, I believe, at Philo, where Lady Dawgs play.
So the final score in Dresden, 79 to 36. The Lady Scotties prevail over the Lady Muskies. And stay tuned tomorrow night, as we're going to have some boys basketball coming your way. A good one between the Tri-Valley boys and the Sheridan Generals, two giants in the Muskingum Valley League. And that'll be coming your way on youtube.com/Storied Rivals. But that'll do it for us tonight. For Ryan Meadows, I'm Will Ford. The Lady Scotties prevail over the Lady Muskies. We'll see you Friday night for Tri-Valley boys versus